Good, happy Friday morning. Is Friday, October 31st, 2025. Last day of October. Happy Friday, everyone, and happy Halloween. We have a lot of news to get to on this Friday for all of you right here on WRMK News 12. So let's get started right now. First step, man accused of killing father in 2003 appears in Nashua court. A New Hampshire man charged in the 2003 killing of his father appeared before a judge in Nashua on Thursday, more than 2 decades after the homicide. Douglas Hurley, 39, is accused of murdering his father, 50-year-old Paul Hurley, when he was just 17 years old. Prosecutors alleged he fatally struck his father inside their Milford home before wrapping the body in a carpet and attempting to bury it. Douglas Hurley was initially arrested the day of his father's remains were discovered, though at the time investigators charged him only with receiving stolen property for allegedly driving his father's car. Authorities said he was not considered a suspect in the homicide at that point. He was later taken into custody in June of 2025 and now faces second-degree murder, attempted falsification of physical evidence, and theft by unauthorized taking. In court Thursday, prosecutors portrayed Hurley as a teenager consumed by anger, claiming he killed his father after the elder Hurley confiscated his vehicle. They also highlighted a sign found at the Milford scene bearing the message, "I will see you in hell," which they say points to premeditation. During the summer leading up to the murder, the defendant discussed killing his father with three separate people on three separate occasions, said Assistant Attorney General Rachel Harrington. The defense continued that the case lacks concrete forensic support. Attorney Timothy Bush argued that no new DNA evidence links his client to the killing and suggests others may have grudged against the victim. This is a cold case with no real new evidence, and from the outside of this case, the one and only suspect that state focused on was Douglas Hurley, Bush said. Hurley is being held without bail. A follow-up hearing is scheduled for December 18th at 1 p.m. New Hampshire Ports and Harbors Director to plead guilty, step down, court records show. New Hampshire's longtime Director of Ports and Harbors, Gino Marconi, intends to plead guilty to a misdemeanor charge and resign from his position, according to recently filed court documents. Paperwork submitted Thursday indicts Marconi will admit to a violation of the state's Driver Privacy Act, a deal that signifies reduces the original charges he faced. Marconi was previously charged with two Class B felonies, tampering with witness and information, and falsifying physical evidence, along with four misdemeanor counts, including violation of Driver Privacy Act and obstructing government administration. Under the proposed plea agreement, he would receive a 30-day jail sentence, fully suspended, and pay a 2,000 fine. He would also step down as director of Port Authority in exchange, and the remaining charges will not be prosecuted. That implies that maybe the prosecution didn't have as much confidence in their evidence as maybe one might have presumed initially, but it's hard to know, said Daniel Pye, a professor at University of New Hampshire Franklin Pierce School of Law. Pye added the plea deals are often less about innocence and more about minimizing risk. Just doing a cost benefit analysis, that's pretty good deal, and you just take it regardless of whether you're actually innocent or guilty, he said. Marconi, who has led the Port Authority for several decades, was placed on paid leave in April of 2024. His trial had been set to begin next week. Court documents released earlier this month alleged Marconi improperly provided confidential motor vehicle records belonging to a member of the Pease Development Authority board to the chairman of the Division of Ports and Harbors Advisory Council. Pye expressed disappointment that the case will not proceed to trial. In any case involving the public accountability for public officials, it's nice when there is a trial, he said. The trial is a basic process that helps to firm out the integrity of our democratic institutions. Marconi is expected to formally enter his plea in court on Friday. Negotiations stall as YouTube TV pulls Disney networks, including ABC and ESPN. YouTube has removed Disney-owned television channels, including ABC and ESPN family of networks, after contract talks between the companies failed late on October 30th. Both sides said they remain in negotiations, but for now, subscribers have lost access to some of the platform's most watched programming. Despite our best efforts, we have not been able to reach a fair deal, and starting today, Disney programming will not be available on YouTube TV, the streaming service said in a statement posted to social media. We know how disruptive it is to lose channels you enjoy, and we're committed continuing to work with Disney to reach an agreement. YouTube TV reported in February of 2024 that it had more than 8 million subscribers nationwide. Disney officials placed blame on YouTube TV for the blackout. Unfortunately, Google's YouTube TV has chosen to deny their subscribers the content they value most by refusing to pay fair rates for our channels, including ESPN and ABC. ESPN said in a statement shared on October 30th. The blackout comes during a busy stretch for live sports. ESPN and ABC are slated to broadcast several major games this weekend, including matchups featuring Tennessee and Oklahoma, as well as the upcoming Monday Night Football game on November 3rd. Trump urges Senate GOP to end filibuster to pass funding bill. President Trump called on Senate Republicans to eliminate the filibuster to pass the Republican funding bill and reopen the government in a social media post. It is now time for Republicans to play their Trump card and go for what is called the nuclear option. Get rid of the filibuster and get rid of it now, he posted. And that does it for this Friday edition of WRMK News 12. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Have a great rest of your Friday, and talk to you all tomorrow. Bye.